welcome sa press briefing ni Presidential Spokesperson Ernesto Abella.
Good morning. Today we're going to be featuring our resource person from the Department of Energy and the Secretary Wimpy Fuentebella. Prior to his stint at the Energy Department, Mr. Fuentebella served as the former Congressman of 4th District of Camarines Sur, the Deputy Secretary General of Housing and Urban Development Coordinating Council, HUDC, and the House Land Use Regulatory Board, HLURB Commissioner in 2010. Ladies and gentlemen of the press corps, let us all give a warm welcome to our guest, DOE Undersecretary Wimpy Fuentebella.
Thank you very much, Mr. Secretary. It's my first time here. Good morning po sa inyong lahat. I'll be tackling 3 issues with you kasi importante sa ating una yung restoration ng power. We just like to report that as of yesterday afternoon, we have already restored power to 76% of those affected. So those affected households count to 1,700,000 households, and we have already restored 1,300,000, and it is a challenge for us to restore about 400,000 households. The provinces that are challenging as far as restoration is concerned is Marinduque, dahil nakaka-21% pa lamang po tayo doon. Camarines Sur, dahil on the average, we're only hitting 40% pa lamang po doon. And Catanduanes, 20%. But the rest that are 100% are as follows: Batangas, Occidental Mindoro, Sorsogon, Camarines Norte. In order to fast-track further our effort in restoring power to the resident households and to the commercial areas, the NEA, the National Electrification Administration, coordinated with the distribution utilities. Kasama po doon yung mga kooperatiba at saka yung mga private distribution utilities. At nag-mobilize po sila ng almost 1,000 personnel, technical people, linesmen, and engineers. To be exact, it's 182, and dinadagdagan pa po yun. And also, yung NGCP, kaya na-restore na nila, nakapag 100% na sila, dahil nagpadala po sila ng personnel sa field of more than 500, almost 600 personnel. For Napocor, doon sa mga spag areas or doon sa mga isla tulad ng Marinduque, Oriental Mindoro at Catanduanes, they have 100 personnel para ma-fast track po yung restoration. And hindi pa po tayo nakaka 100% dito sa Typhoon Nina affected areas. E tinamaan naman tayo ng Auring. At dito po sa Auring, nagkaroon po ng problema yung dalawang facilities ng NGCP, isang tore at isa pong emergency restoration system dahil may inaayos din po silang isang tore. Nagkaroon po ng damage yung isang tower ng NGCP dahil gumalaw po yung river, lumiko yung river, as they call it meandering. Nag-meander siya or lumiko siya at tinamaan po yung base ng tower at humina ito. Kaya nagkaroon po ng problema. So it caused problems in Mindanao. The deadline for NGCP to fix it, their self-imposed deadline is January 12 because nandun pa rin po yung tubig. So for both Typhoon Nina and Auring, it's a challenge for us to have good weather, especially so na nagkaroon na naman ng advisory yung Pag-asa for Bicol area na malakas na naman yung rainfall. Secretary Cusi emphasizes that we need to fast-track our restoration efforts. However, the priority is safety because when we were out in restoring the damaged areas in northern Luzon because of Typhoon Lawin, we lost one of our linemen in Task Force Kapatid. Isang waray na lineman na nag-volunteer dito sa North Luzon, nagkaroon po ng aksidente na electrocute, so we don't want that to happen again. So we wish to emphasize for everybody, nandun po na sa malapit sa mga damaged areas, number one, wag po nating lalapitan yung mga facilities na nakatumba, yung mga facilities na yan, kasi it may cause accidents, further accidents. Number two, bantayan po natin siya para hindi siya mawala. At number three, yung po sa mga linemen natin, dapat properly equipped. Wag po tayo madali, mabilis ang importante, but safety is primordial. So yung po yung first topic na nais naming i-brief sa ating mga kasamahan dito sa press briefing na ito. Yung pangalawa pong issue ay magkakaroon po ng scheduled maintenance shutdown ang Malampaya facility natin upstream. O ito po yung pinagkukunan natin ng natural gas. Ano po yung kailangang gawin para magkaroon ng maintenance? Kailangan pong ayusin una yung mga facilities sa ilalim ng dagat, subsea facilities. Kaya sinabay na rin po yung maintenance doon sa platform. Ito po yung building sa taas ng dagat. At yung dadaanan po ng natural gas, papunta po doon sa power plant. Sinabay-sabay na po yan at nakaschedule po yan ng January 18 hanggang February 18 for a total of 20 days. At dahil po dyan, akala natin isang facility lang ang aayusin, January 28 to February 18. Sorry for that. Akala po natin Malampaya lamang ayusin, malaki po ang epekto nito dahil maraming planta po ang nakasalalay sa paggamit ng natural gas at para hindi po tayo kulangin ng supply. Para ibig sabihin po niyan para may magamit tayong kuryente. Kailangan lumipat yung ibang planta from natural gas to diesel, which is more expensive. And because of this, Secretary Cusi made a directive, number one, kailangan ma-ensure ng Department of Energy in proper coordination with our partners, with the stakeholders involved, that there will be sufficiency of power. And number two, we have to maximize our protection to our consumers so that we will avoid any price shock. Price shock meaning baka pagdating ng March bill natin, magulat tayo dahil biglang nagmahal. So, paano natin ini-ensure na magkaroon tayo ng sufficienteng power? We are coordinating with all those involved. Number one, the SPECS or the Malampaya Consortium na siguruhing hindi lalampas ng 20 days yung maintenance nila. So, when they reported yesterday, that was our second coordination meeting. When they reported yesterday, everything is still on track. By January 15, all of the materials should have been delivered para maayos nila yung kanilang facility. By January 22, lahat ng personnel nandyan na at magkakaroon ng briefing para sa logistics, sasakyan, etc. And when they start on the 28th, dapat matapos yan ng February 18. Doon naman sa mga planta na magkakaroon ng shift from nat gas to diesel, sinisiguro natin na meron silang sapat na supply ng diesel at tatakbo sila hindi derated or ibig sabihin kung ano yung pinangako nilang megawatts na maidi-deliver, siguruhin na yun ang talagang madi-deliver nila. Pangatlo, nagkakaroon po tayo ng demand-side management o kampanya para doon sa mga may bahay at saka sa mga nagmamanage ng commercial areas, commercial buildings, or industrial areas, magkaroon ng computation kung paano sila makapagtipid or makapaggamit ng kuryente ng masinop or judicious use of electricity. So meron dyan ang mga advice kung anong oras dapat namamalansya. Hindi daw dapat peak hours. So ang pinakamaganda po niyan yung mga grupo po ni Andres. Kasama ko po dito yung pangalan si Andy. Yung grupo ng mga Andres Disaya, mamalansya po tayo ng weekend, ng umaga. Yun po yung mga, wag mamalansya si mga Andres ng peak hours, 7, 8 ng umaga, weekday, 1, 2 ng hapon, at saka 7, 8 ng gabi. At bawasan po natin yung aircon kasi medyo malamig naman. February, 2 hours of bawas aircon is also okay. And doon po sa mga may laboratory, halimbawa sa mga paaralan, for the 20 days, medyo tingnan po natin baka there are other activities that we can do. Because our aim here is to ensure na hindi tayo magulat pagdating ng bill dahil sa simulations po natin, lumalabas na may dagdag pong 1 peso and 20 centavos per kilowatt hour na dagdag. At kung dagdagan pa po natin yun ng VAT, lumalabas na about 1.4. So, halimbawa po ang isang bahay ay 200 kilowatts po ang monthly consumption, magdadagdag po yan ng 200 to 300 pesos. So dahil po dyan, demand side management po yung tinutulak natin. At yung pang-apat, yung pong sa renewable energy, kinakausap po natin yung mga geothermal at saka yung mga hydro plants natin kung pwedeng dagdagan ang kanilang production dahil magkakaroon po ng disturbance o sa supply ng mga 2,100 megawatts. So, yun po yung pangalawang issue. Ulitin ko po, sinasabi ng Secretary Cusi, number 1, ensure sufficiency. So we are doing everything. And number 2, maximize the protection for our consumers. And because of this, we are also looking into policies kung paano mag-aanan ng ating consumers. So we will do our proper coordination with the other energy agencies. Marami pong nagtatanong tungkol sa volatility ng oil prices. Kanina po, binulungan ako ng isang nagtatrabaho dito sa Office ni Secretary Abella. Bakit tumaas na naman yung diesel? Ganito po kasi yung kwento dyan. Every week po, gumagalaw po ang presyo ng petroleum products. Pero ang katunayan po niyan, everyday po yan. Ang implementation lamang po na ginagawa natin ay every Tuesday. So yun po yung ating policy. Number 2, deregulated po siya. Ibig sabihin, pinapabayaan po natin yung market forces na magdikta ng presyo at tinanggal po natin yung pakikialam or subsidy ng gobyerno na meron tayo noon yung Oil Price Stabilization Fund or OPSF. So, what we see in the market is what we get. Now, what are the factors that affect the prices of petroleum products? Parati pong tinuturo sa paaralan yung supply at demand. Ganun rin po yun, kaya lang dinagdagan namin ng other factors. So, pag sumusobra po ang supply, ang tendency po ay bumaba ang presyo ng mga petroleum products. Ngunit, noong mga nakaraang buwan, nag-usap-usap yung mga nagpo-produce ng petroleum products na limitahan or i-control ang kanilang production. Dahil po sa kumukonti na ang kanilang kinikita, so nag-usap-usap sila and parang nagkakaroon na ng kasunduan. Although, sa implementation, meron pong mga hindi tumutupad. So dahil po dyan, nagkaroon po ng pagtulak pataas ng presyo ng petroleum products. Pero doon naman po sa demand, pag konti po ang gumagamit ng petroleum products, ang tendency po to bumaba yung presyo. Ang problema lamang po ngayon, medyo malamig. At dahil malamig, kailangan gumamit ng petroleum products para pampainit. Ito po yung nangyayari sa world market. So nagkakaroon din po ng pagtulak pataas. But there are also other factors. Kasama po dyan yung paglakas o paghina ng piso. Kasama rin po dyan yung weather. Dahil kung malamig, mainit, kung binaha, it affects supply, it affects demand. Kasama rin po dyan yung peace and order situation, lalo na kung ito ay nangyayari doon sa oil-producing country. Kasama rin po dyan yung transportation issues, transporting the oil products from one destination to another, lalo na kung mayroong mga reports ng piracy or pag-aagaw ng mga barko na nagkakarga nito. So because of all these factors, the economists find it hard to predict every day kung ano yung galaw ng petroleum products. Ano po ang kwento sa atin sa Pilipinas? Hindi po tayo umaabot ng 1% sa paggamit ng petrolyo. Actually, hindi nga po tayo umaabot sa kalahati ng 1%. So, ibig sabihin, kahit makipag-agawan tayo dyan, wala pong masyadong epekto or negligible po yung epekto niyan. Ang naging polisiya ng ating bansa na 20 years na, 20 years, magta 21 years na, is i-deregulate ito. What we see is what we get. So, dyan po yung tatlong issue na nais naming i-brief from the Department of Energy. Number one, ang tinitingnan po ni Secretary Cusi at ng Department of Energy and the family is, we need to support the energy sector because if we are efficient in using our energy, we are able to compete with other nations and we can create more wealth for the nation. And because of that, para magkaroon tayo ng mas malalim na appreciation sa ating energy resources from resource development hanggang sa pag-process niyan, sa pag-distribute niyan, at sa paggamit, kailangan lamang po nating maging efficient para maging masaya po at mas tumaas ang quality ng pamumuhay ng ating mga kababayan. So yan po ang paliwanag namin sa Board of Investments. Kaya sinabi namin sa kanila na ang polisiya natin as far as power is concerned is we pass the burden or the risk to the private sector. We have to have consistency of rules because they are the ones that we tasked to provide us with the power that we need. So, dyan po ako magtatapos ng konting paliwanag and we will be open, Mr. Secretary, ladies and gentlemen, for your questions.
MPC, questions? Cedric Castillo to be followed by Maricel Halili, TV5.
Yusek, sir, good morning po.
Good morning.
Sir, dun sa period po na January 28 to Feb 18 po, yung shutdown ng...
Yes po.
Sir, may assurance po ba tayo na yung ibang mga power plants naman, hindi sila magkakaroon ng mga outages po? Kasi di ba magkakaroon ng increase sa supply naman nila o sa demand sa kanila, sir? Tama po ba?
Yun yung hinihingi natin na assurance from them. Yung mga nakaplanong mag-shutdown, wag nang madagdagan. Ngunit lately, meron pang isang nadagdag na may nakaplanong i-shutdown na hindi namin unang nailista. Pero ang maganda naman, meron namang nadagdag na capable tumakbo from nat gas to diesel. So parang nag-offset siya. Pangalawa, yung mga planta na pwedeng madagdagan yung output ay tinitingnan din po natin. Yung po yung ating mga renewable energy, kasama po yung geothermal at saka yung hydro. So we have that option also. Number 3, hindi po siya tungkol sa planta, ngunit doon naman sa demand side. Kinakausap natin yung ating mga kababayan kung pwede tayong magtulungan kung paano masiguro na may sufficiency nga ng power supply. So lahat na may mga generator, yung mga malalaking mga konsumidor ng kuryente, tulad ng mga malls at tulad ng mga government agencies na may generator, we are coordinating and kino-contact natin sila so that just in case yung sinasabi nyo po, madagdagan pa ng planta kasi hindi naman natin minsan aakalain, may kotseng tumirik. Yung planta po ay parang kotse, minsan biglang tumitirik. Meron pa tayong sapat na reserba.
So, sir, in the event na kahit may assurance sila na hindi sila mag-force outage or mag-shutdown during that period, in the event na magkaroon ng force outages, sir, ma-address po ito?
I'm sorry, kung may...
Kung halimbawa, sir, kahit na meron sila assurance na hindi sila mag-shutdown, biglang nagkaroon sila ng force outages during the period po, pwede pa rin i-address yun, sir, hindi tayo magkakaproblema sa supply.
Yes, meron pa tayong tinitingnan na ibang reserves.
Maricel Halili.
Good morning, sir. Sir, just a quick follow-up dun sa outing. yung mga areas na affected. Ano sir yung mga challenges na na-encounter natin? Why is it difficult to restore energy on Marinduque, Camarines Sur, and Catanduanes?
This is Nina.
Yeah, Nina.
Mm. Number one, yung Catanduanes, Camarines Sur at Marinduque, yung pong direktang tinamaan nung typhoon, yung po yung malapit sa center. At dahil po dyan, mas malaki po yung damage na nangyari dito sa ating mga electricity facilities. So, ang lakas po niya ay 180 to 85 kilometers per hour. Ngunit nung tumama po siya first landfall sa Catanduanes, parang umabot siya ng 290 sa gitna gustiness yung pag second landfall. Kaya maraming mga poles at saka mga towers ang affected. So kung napapansin po natin ang affected na mga linya ng NGCP na pinakamaraming pinsala, ay yun pong linya ng Camarines Sur papuntang Albay. Kaya po nahirapan po tayo dito sa areang ito mag-restore kaagad sa Albay at sa Sorsogon ng kuryente. Ngunit nung naayos na ng NGCP yung linyang ito, bigla naman nagwa 100% kasi yung Sorsogon hindi na masyadong tinamaan. Ibig sabihin, yung mga poste doon sa distribution utility nila o yung parang Meralco nila, yung nagdi-distribute ng kuryente, hindi masyadong naapektuhan. Ang naapektuhan ay yung super highway, yung transmission line. Ano yung mga challenges natin sa ngayon? Yung mga commercial areas po ang inuna nating tinarget para magkaroon ng restoration ng power. Bakit po natin inuna yung commercial areas and other vital government institutions? Yun po yung mga ospital at yun po ay para mabuksan yung mga bangko at magkaroon ng pag-andar ng ATM para mas maging efficient tayo sa resource mobilization. At yung mga radyo ay makapag-communicate sa mga tao kung ano ang coordination na pwedeng magawa with those affected. At yung mga munisipyo at yung mga kapitolyo ay magkaroon na ng power at magkaroon ng communication para ma-mobilize yung kanilang disaster mitigation and yung kanilang teams for restoration. So yun po ang tinarget natin. Ang tinatawag po dyan sa amin sa energy sector ay yung backbone. So backbone ng NGCP and then the backbone of the distribution utilities. After using or after restoring the backbone, meron na po tayong aayusin yung mga lateral lines, side to side. So yun po ang medyo challenging dahil sa paggawa po niyaan, meron pa pong areas na baha. At meron pa pong areas na hindi accessible. So yun po ang nagiging medyo mahirap. At once we go farther, the farther we go from the backbone, parang isipin nating puno, na pag gusto na nating umabot sa mga dahon, yung mga sityong malalayo at yung mga bahay na malalayo, yun po yung mas challenging kasi mas mahaba na po yung linya at mas konti yung household na kanyang nare-restore. So for Catanduanes, Camarines Sur, and Marinduque, it also follows that we will deploy more personnel so that we can fast track. But it's not only a question of deploying more personnel, we should also know how many poles are damaged, ilang kilometro yan, at alin dyan yung accessible na. Tapos kino-compute po natin sa isang team kung ilang poste ang kailangan nilang maitayo. At yun po yung nagiging basis natin to come up with a target kung kailan magkakaroon ng full restoration. The restoration target of Secretary Cusi is by January. So we are really working hard and he also wants us to ensure the safety of our personnel. So we are also ensuring na safe po yung kanilang pag-restore ng kuryente.
Okay, Marlon Ramos, and to be followed by Laila Salaveria.
Sir, on the maintenance shutdown of Malampaya, what institutional intervention can the government do to soften or mitigate the uptick in the price of electricity during that period?
There will definitely be higher rates because it's a question of, or the issue here is a change of fuel from natgas to diesel, and yung diesel po ay mas mahal sa natgas. So, what we are explaining to the public is to explain the impact through simulations sa pricing, and we are also looking into a possibility of staggered payment. No? In the staggered payment, though, it will have to undergo a process. So somebody or the consumer group or ERC may have to hold hearings so that this policy can be pursued. So, sinisiguro din natin na ito ay magiging makatarungan at hindi siya madaya. Also, we are looking into the price offers in the spot market. The Market Surveillance Committee will be more active, and I hope it will remain that way. So, because it will be the policy of the Secretary para tingnan ng maigi yung price offers ng mga nagbebenta ng kuryente to ensure that there is no anti-competitive behavior.
Sir, how do you deal with criticisms or insinuations from some groups that the shutdown of some power facilities are actually intended to augment the income of the power producers by adjusting their prices?
We listen to all the criticisms and we try to find out whether or not they are constructive. And in order to do that, we look at the technical inputs na pinapasok from their engineers and our engineers. So tinitingnan nating maigi kung ano yung mga data, kaya nakakapagkaambap nga tayo ng simulations ng pricing. At dahil dyan, nakukompare natin ng maigi. So we look at ilang megawatts yung napoproduce, how much is needed to produce this much, and ano yung presyo na sa pagbebenta nito. So lahat po ng mga technical details tinitingnan nating maigi, and we are objective about it. So maraming nakakatulong sa pagre-remind sa amin to be always on our toes, and that is what we intend to do. Kaya nga po parating nagre-remind ang Department of Energy na our role is to integrate and to coordinate the energy family. And Secretary Cusi acts like the father of the energy sector. It's always a challenge because we have to balance both sa supply at sa demand. We cannot favor one too much or the other, although the Secretary emphasizes that he is looking at it from the consumer's point of view. But to favor too much one side can be disaster. Minsan po, wala tayong kuryente, at minsan naman, sobra naman yung taas. So, kailangan talaga parating binabalanse.
So in this particular case of the shutdown of the Malampaya gas fields, can the DOE assure the public that this is not in no way intentional?
It's not intentional because nakita po ng pag-report sa amin ng Malampaya Consortium na meron pong leak na nangyayari sa ilalim. And normal naman po na kahit po yung mga kotse natin ay nagkakaroon ng regular maintenance na pinapasok sa talyer. So lahat po yan nagkakaroon ng wear and tear sa paggamit. So may mga panahon na kailangan natin siyang ayusin. At para ayusin yan, naging creative na nga yung mga engineers nila na idagdag na rin kasi yung pinaka-source ay may problema, hindi rin naman naandar yung iba. So pinagsabay-sabay na para ma-limit yung period to 20 days. So yun na po yung maximum. In fact, tinanong ni Yusek Posadas doon sa nagpe-present kung kaya pa bang iklian yung 20 days. Meron doon sa kanilang gagawin na talagang 20 days. Kaya yun ang sinasabing may term sila na critical something sa engineering. What is the critical path? So that is the 20 days. So yun na yung pinakasagad at pinasok na nila lahat ng maintenance na gagawin doon sa period na yun.
Last two questions, Laila, to be followed by JP Bencido.
Good morning, sir.
Morning
Sir, your
po.
estimated 1.2 per kilowatt hour.
Wala pa pong VAT yun, ha? 1.4
Sir,
pag residente pa.
is this already based on the worst case scenario?
No, it's the middle ground.
So how big is the possibility that the increase will even be bigger than expected.
It's 50-50. Kasi baka gumalaw pa siya ng 1.41 or 1.39. Kasi masyado pong madetalye yung tinitingnan natin. But what we are focusing on is when we go closer, we have better simulations because we have a better check kung ano yung mga figures na pinapasok, yung mga numbers na pinapasok sa formula.
Sir, based on the latest figures you have, what's the biggest possible increase that people can expect?
1.44
With VAT or
with VAT na po
With
yun.
VAT.
Yung sa mga commercial kasi napapasok yun. So lumalabas doon less than that.
Sir, may I also get an update on the interruptible load program and how
Okay.
this will factor in the
Oo.
shutdown?
Yun po yung sinabi kong mga malalaking konsumidor na may sariling generator na nagvo-volunteer na okay lang po kaming putulan dahil magpapatakbo po kami ng ating mga sariling gensets. So ang capability niya is almost 900 megawatts. Kaya lang, kaya nga inaano natin, dinidetalye natin maigi. Kaya lamang, yun yung pwedeng maglaro, pero pag tinatapik mo na, time to play, kalahati po noon ang nakakapaglaro. So ilagay natin sa 400. At hinahati pa po siya sa umaga at gabi. So nagkakaroon ng 250 at 150 megawatts. So dahil po sa pangungulit natin at nakikita natin yung ganong picture. No? So yung 900 150 pala. So dahil dyan, mas nakikita ng Department of Energy kung ano pa yung kailangan tapikin at kailangan sigurong sabihan naman yung kabilang team, yung demand side, hinay-hinay lang. So medyo malamig naman, bawas-bawas ng embrace para hindi masyadong mainit at palakasin yung aircon. Yung mga magde-date sa February 14, sabi nga natin, baka itingnan po yung candlelight dinner para medyo tipid sa ilaw. So mga ganyong pamamaraan at yung mga Andres de Saya po ay wag pong mamamalansya during peak hours.
Okay, thank you, Daida. JP?
Hi, sir. Hi, sir. Good morning. Sir, on another topic po, sir, are we looking into joint explorations in the South China Sea? Sir, is it possible that it's between government to government or purely business to business deals?
Okay, as far as explorations are concerned, we defer to the Department of Foreign Affairs and the National Security Council. In fact, I asked again Yusek Marcos yesterday on what is the latest, and he said we have to defer to these bodies, these institutions, kasi it's an issue that is more than energy.
Pero sir, meron bang nag-send ng feelers from...
I think there are talks, but it's more under the Department of Foreign Affairs.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Undersecretary Wimpy Fuentebella, Presidential Spokesperson
Sir,
Ernesto
naubos ko yata
Abella.
yung tubig niyo.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning. Before we go into the Q&A, just like to cover a few items. Number one, the Black Nazarene is back home safe after terror threats. Despite possible threats of violence from various groups, thousands of Catholic devotees guided the centuries-old image of the Black Nazarene safely back to its home before dawn on Tuesday. Doors closed at 3:30 a.m. this morning. Also, the fourth quarter 2016 social weather survey conducted on December 3 to 6 via face-to-face interviews with 1,500 adults nationwide with sampling error margins of plus or minus 3 points for national percentages and plus or minus 4 for balanced Luzon, as well as plus or minus 6 points each for Metro Manila, Visayas and Mindanao, found 73% of respondents satisfied with the national government, 12% dissatisfied, and 15% undecided, yielding a net satisfaction rating of 61%, classified by Social Weather Survey as very good. Also, Pulse Asia survey showing President Duterte as the most trusted government official in the Philippines continues to serve as a source of inspiration to the President and his official family. President Duterte remains, as the survey showed, the president's trust and approval ratings are at the high of 83%. Right. Also, we may be able to share with you just a detail from the cabinet meeting last night that there were, from the DOTR, Department of Transportation, ongoing details of the feasibility study by DOTR and NEDA regarding the target completion, with the target completion by the end of January, is for the possible implementation of the Tagum-Davao-Digos segment of the railway station, of the railway project in Mindanao. So that's a bit of inspiration. We'd be open to questions and answers. Thank you.
MPC questions? Maricel Halili, TV5.
Sir, just to follow up on the cabinet meeting,
Yes.
Did you discuss about the issue on Lenny leaks?
No. There was no discussion there. And if there was any pull aside, I was not privy to it.
But what was the reaction of the president when he learned about the issue on Lenny leaks?
It was not mentioned at all. Not during the cabinet meeting.
How about, sir, the visit of Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe? Was
What
it
ab-
discussed?
There was a presentation. He'll be here on Thursday. And there'll be a state dinner, state lunch, I think. State dinner. All
In
right.
Malacan.
I think there'll be details. But he'll be here on Thursday, and he'll be in Davao on Friday.
And what do we expect to gain from the visit of the Prime Minister, sir?
There are at least two major things. There will be meetups with business sectors, both in Manila and in Davao. Okay. Thank you.
Follow up on Abe or other issue?
Yes.
Cedric Castillo.
Sir, yung opening statement mo, sir, you said that despite the threats from various groups,
Possible threats.
Possible threats, yes.
Possible
Sir,
threats.
but General Bato, I believe, said earlier na parang they just came up with the it was a make-believe. Parang they invented the supposed threats para lang daw magkaroon ng vigilance. I don't know from the ano. Pero hindi ba, sir, parang medyo confusing yung statement na the palace is acknowledging the threats pero si PNP
No,
naman.
let me clarify. I said, despite the possible threats. Okay. So whether it was invented or I'm not privy to inventions.
Thank you, sir.
Marlon Ramos.
So since the cabinet and the president did not discuss the supposed leak emails involving the supporters of Vice President Robredo,
Yes.
is it reflective of the sincerity, the gravity of those accusations? I mean, ibig ba sabihin the palace and even the president did not give or is not taking those accusations too seriously? That's why.
I suppose that not that they're not being taken seriously. We're just saying that any of these things, or should be any and all of these things, are to be taken with concern. However, it has not reached the level of gravity to be discussed in cabinet level.
Sir, previously, sir, the Secretary of the National Defense repeatedly said that there's no such thing as a plot to unseat the president, at this time a very popular president. Does the palace or some of it, at least some of its officials, believe in what some bloggers are writing than the information given by a top government official like Secretary Lorenzana?
So, what is your question?
I mean, the information about the supposed leak came from two bloggers
Okay.
who are saying that there was a person who told them that there's an open Yahoo group.
All right.
So, but the defense secretary has repeatedly mentioned that there's no such thing as a plan to topple the Duterte administration. Between po dun sa dalawang information, which do you believe more? The information from the bloggers or official communication from the
Well,
Secretary of National Defense?
Let's put it this way. Everything has to be carefully considered and fact-based, evidence-based. It's not my position to be giving my opinion. To run a government, you must be fact-based, fact and evidence-based. Thank you.
Sir,
Yes.
just on the reported travel of the president to
Yes.
China
Yes,
to visit the cancer hospital.
yes. I think, let me go by the statement of Special Assistant Go. He said that he's 100% sure that there was no outside travel during the Christmas holidays.
Was it mentioned last night during the cabinet meeting?
No, it was not mentioned at all.
Okay, thank you, Marlon. JP Bencito.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Yes.
Sir, was the president briefed about the DIWM, the Daulatul Islamiyah group that replaced the AKP? Sir, was the president informed about this new developments in jihadist groups? What was his immediate reactions, and anong ginagawa po ng palasyo to counter this immediate terror
If you're
threats?
asking if he was briefed during the cabinet meeting, that was not mentioned. However, he has his own briefings. He has his national security agency briefings, so he may have been. If there's anything at all, if there's any validity to the to those reports, he may have been informed about it already.
Sir, on the SSS lang po.
Yes.
Sir, a cabinet official, si Secretary Piñol, was mentioning na the president was somehow considering reforms to be instituted in the SSS. Was he referring to the pension hike, sir? Or
There are two items that need. First, I think I may, as far as I know. Do I talk about it? I can mention. No. No, I will announce. There is a 4 o'clock press conference with the president. However, let me just mention, there are two, from the point of view of the president, from the point of view of government, one is fulfilling social contract, and the other is exercising fiscal responsibility. Details will be provided by the president later.
Okay. JP,
sir, mabilis lang pong follow-up.
Opo.
So, between those two ideas, sir, which is prevalent, alin yung mabigat for the president or for the government?
That is for the president to decide. Thank you.
Reo.
On a
To be
safer-
followed by Ruth.
On a safer topic, sir. Yung, I'll just get some more details on Prime Minister Abe's visit. What
Yes.
kinds of agreements do we plan or do we expect from the visit here?
The details will have to come from the FA, but
Kahit yung field lang po, agriculture, drugs.
basically talk about regional issues, business, counterterrorism, stuff like that.
Sir, what will Prime Minister Abe do in Davao? Why does he have to fly there?
Apparently, they have struck a certain resonant chord between the two of them, and apparently, the Prime Minister Abe wants to visit the president's house. So it's interesting.
Okay. Thank you, Reo. Ruth?
Hi, sir. I just want to confirm report po na President Duterte has invited Cebu mayors po to go to Malacanang tomorrow. And has it something to do with the president's statement yesterday na his next step is to have an executive meeting with the mayors and let them see for themselves if included sila sa drug list, and if included man, he said na he would either kill them or let them resign.
I have not seen the appointments list. Thank you.
Okay. Tina, Cedric. Last two questions na si Cedric and then Tina Mendez.
Sir, good afternoon. Sir, si Secretary Piñol was quoted over the radio early this morning regarding the President's order to DFA Secretary Yasay to inform the Indian Embassy about clampdown on Indian nationals providing 5-6 to our nationals. Can you please confirm and expound on it?
Is this something that Secretary Piñol is supposed to have stated publicly?
Yes, please.
I think there may be some discussion regarding that matter. Thank you.
Sa cabinet meeting raw, sir.
Did he make a report? Did Sec Piñol make a report?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's take a statement on that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Benji Liwanag.
Sir, good afternoon.
Yes.
Sir, is it true, can you confirm na in-invite na ni Pangulong Duterte si incoming US President Trump for the ASEAN 2017?
That I do not really know. It was not talked about at all, especially during the cabinet meeting yesterday.
Sir, sino pa ho yung iba pang mga na-invite if hindi tayo private doon kay incoming President?
For the ASEAN?
Oh, yes, sir.
DFA did not talk about that last night.
So it's the DFA, sir?
Yes,
who's
it's
sending all
usually the
the
DFA's call.
invitations.
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Last question, Vance.
Yes.
Hi, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, is it true that President will appoint OIC to replace overstaying barangay chairwoman or chairman? If it's so, is this related to the war on drugs?
Let's refer that to the DILG. Thank you very much. Good
Sir,
afternoon.
last question lang daw
Yes.
si Cedric. Cedric,
Cedric, yeah.
Cedric, sige.
Sir, hold another matter lang, sir. Kasi there's a viral video from the BIA, yung firing squad execution po. The BIAF has already claimed responsibility and authenticated the video, sir. And in fact, they're saying na parang it happened last year, it happens every now and then sa kanila, sir. Given the status of the BIAF or the MLF as a rebel organization, how should the government act on this, sir?
It's something to be discussed with with the security cluster. Okay, so it's not for me to talk about it at this stage. Okay.
Thank you, Cedric.
Sir,
Thank you, Malacanang
sir,
Press
may-
Corps.
Sir, may isa
sige.
lang mabilis sa ASEAN. Sir, may ministers meeting din ba on Davao?
There's going to be a launching.
Hindi, after po ng launching, may ministers meeting po.
We'll check on that. We'll give you back the answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank
sir.
you, Malacanang.